Hello YouTube, this is the Bucket coming at you today with my Cyelee Bull X Pro red dot on my Arex Delta Gen 2. This red dot is designed to be competition / duty ready and give you a lot of different features while trying to keep this at as budget friendly of an option as humanly possible. So when you're thinking about picking up a Cyelee Bull, you have two options. The Cyelee Bull has a 3 MOA dot but is not a multi-reticle system. The Cyelee Bull X Pro is a multi-reticle system, which means you can have a dot, a circle, or a dot and circle. These have an RMR or a Holosun C footprint, which is kind of the most popular full-size footprint on the market right now. So this will fit on a lot of guns. It has a lot of really cool features, such as it's drop proof, it's IPX7 waterproof, it has click MOA adjustments, which makes zeroing your red dot as easy as possible. It also is made out of aircraft grade 7075 T6 aluminum, which is just going to increase the durability. It also has a side mounted battery with a CR1632 battery, which is a really easy battery to pick up, and also makes changing the battery very easy to do without having to re-zero your red dot. The size on this is going to be a 1.36 inch in width with a 1.02 inch in height. As far as the drop proof, they actually mounted one of these on top of an AK-47 and dropped it on a stone, and it survived. They rate these to be drop proof up to 6 feet as long as it's dropped on the red dot with a 45-ounce pistol, which is going to be a really large amount of durability for a very inexpensive price. The Cyelee Bull is $249.99 and the Cyelee X Pro is $299.99, and sometimes you can even find those cheaper on Amazon. I love the fact that how crisp the dot is. The lens is ginormous, which is going to make it really easy to pick this up in a lot of different options. So I think they did really good. It has 10 brightness settings, 8 of them are visible, and 2 of them are night vision settings. When I zeroed this one, it didn't take me but 8-9 minutes with my Fiocchi bore laser. I was also a little nervous that with this being as large as it is, that it might make it a little bit difficult to find different options for it. So I put a Warriorland crossbow MA1 light, and I purchased the 1917, which means it comes with a 19 holster or a 17 holster, and it fit just fine on this Arex Delta, and I had no problem with obstructions of the red dot. So what are some things to think about when you're purchasing this red dot? The first one is this size going to be too big for you? And you have to know what you're looking for in your particular gun and what your particular needs are. And so you want to keep an eye on that. Also, because of the large size, they actually warn that some of these dots will actually hang over, and that where the bullets or the cases extract from, and that may cause some reliability issues. So keep an eye out for that. It's also not a closed emitter, so there's just a single glass, which some people would say for that amount of cost, I'd really like a closed emitter. And if you're one of those people, I completely understand that. Also, I would have liked to have the option for green. Now, this is a relatively new dot, and Cyelee has had that in the past where they offer it in red only, and then as things go along, they end up offering it in green later on. So I'm not saying they're not going to offer it in green, but the only option I had right now was red. So $299, you're getting a multi-reticle system. It's a shake and wake red dot. You've got the side click adjustments. You've got a lot of different options as far as the brightness. You can have it in bright settings, you can have it in low settings. It's very easy to get to. There's a lot of features here, and I can see why a lot of people would like it. So I got back from the range. Tanfolio, the Goat Whisperer, Bugsy, we all went out and we took this out to the range. And I want to give a little bit more honesty. So when I went to the range, I kind kind of did not have high expectations. This is just a really big red dot. And I was not, when I saw it, when I first got it out of the box, I was like, this is awful. And then I put it on the gun. I was like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was. And then I took it to the range, and I actually really, really liked it, even with as big as it is. So I did not go into this thinking, giving it a lot of a chance, and I was wrong. I really enjoyed it. This ginormous glass made it really easy to pick up the red dot. It was clean. It was crisp. It only took us 6, maybe 8 rounds to zero it after I had it bore sight lasered in before I took it to the range. It held 100%. It was super, super accurate. We tried it a little bit with the circle and the circle dot, but I think we all kind of landed on the fact that we just like the dot, and that's kind of very normal for us. We have a tendency to like just the dot a little bit better. That being said, if you're a person that really likes just the dot, my opinion would be just go with the bull then, because it comes in a 3 MOA. This is a 2 MOA. Didn't have any problem picking up the dot because it's bright and it's crisp, and with all the brightness settings, it made it very easy. That's just kind of the way that I would go with it. As far as accuracy goes, at 7 to 10 yards, this is a 2-inch orange circle, and every single one of my 5 rounds landed in a 2-inch circle. So that's about as good as you can hope for. There wasn't super, super tight. That's probably more me than it is the sight or the gun. I'll just put it that way. If you're thinking about picking up a red dot, so the Goat Whisperer is diabetic and his eyes are getting a little bit older, just like mine are. My eyes are getting a little bit older and I'm blind in one eye. I loved this huge glass. I think it helped. To be honest with you, we were doing some dueling tree practice afterwards, and whenever I picked this one up, they're like, no, you don't get to practice with that one today because that one's just crazy accurate. So I think if you're on the fence and you're like, man, that may just be a little too big, you might give this one a shot. It's really pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was fun, and it was a blast at the range today. So do think about the Cyelee Bull X Pro or the Cyelee Bull. I enjoyed it. Again, the Arex Delta was really nice. If you're worried about holsters, I can tell you that Warriorland has some good holsters that seem to work with the Cyelee Bull X Pro. A lot of great features, a lot of great options. So I want to thank you so much for supporting the channel. All the likes, the comments, the shares, they're really appreciated. And as always, you stay classy, YouTube.
Little middle baby bucket. Do you want to live in California?
No!
Why?
Because I'm not a communist.